Okay, today's a big day. I just plugged in the GPS coordinates for a local airport, and I'm going to go flying for the first time in over 20 years. So this should be interesting. I logged a couple hours 20 plus years ago and always intended to get back to it and never had the time, the money, all at once. So wanted to make the move last year, but COVID put the dampers on that, and this year I just decided, what the hell, we're just gonna make it happen. So on the way, and we'll see how this goes. Should be an adventure, so follow along. All right, I'm here a few minutes early, taking a minute to catch my breath and think about what I'm about to start. And it's exciting. A little anxiety too, though. See what happens.
This morning. Couldn't get his phone to connect, you know, there's all kinds of stuff.
Like I said, it's not anything I really need to have. I just,
so this is
so I could
the,
reflect.
This is the headset that I got. It's the David Clark 1X.
Okay.
It's really comfortable, super durable. I think it was like $8.95 or something like that.
All right.
Yeah, I use it every single day, obviously, and like I said, it's just now starting to give me issues.
But you fairly confident that they're going to?
Yeah, I
you.
used to have the one that you're going to use today, and I snapped the plugs clean off, like right here. I don't know how the heck I did it. But I sent it back to them. It was like 4 years after I got the thing, and they sent me back basically a new headset. They had a new head pad, ear pads, microphone muff, cord, all kinds of stuff. So that is fancy stuff. Let's see. So you're gonna plug. It's gonna be over here.
Okay.
There you go. Yep, that one's gonna go in the mic slot, I believe. Nope, gonna go in the phone slot. Alright, cool. Okay. And then the headset's gonna plug into there.
Right. That's an extra battery. That's if I wanted to run.
Oh, you can charge it with that too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
I could, like, carry a battery pack. I could throw it too, but I mean, the battery that's in there should last
Ideally.
a few hours easy. So that is of no real great concern. 3, 2, 1, boom. So this is the point where I have now plugged in the cords to the GoPro, but I have not plugged in the headset yet. So guess what? There's no microphone for about the next 10 minutes. I won't bore you with that. We just go through the pre-flight, and yeah, I will skip ahead to where we go up in the air. My first takeoff.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep, I got you.
Sounds good.
Alright, so I'll handle the radio. Ray Barrington Unicom, Cherokee 20 Romeo radio check.
0 Romeo, altimeter's 2985, winds are favoring 29.
2985, runway 29 for 20 Romeo, thank you.
Okay, so you called?
Yep, I called
Okay,
them.
transponder on stand.
So first we got to turn it on,
Okay,
then we'll put it on standby.
1200.
Yep.
Ray Barrington Chapter,
Alright, you can,
558, turning crosswind for 29.
you can put that in the pocket over there.
Always take every inch of runway that you're given, right?
Yep, every single inch. Well, I did kind of a crappy job lining you up, but... Alright, so, one hand on the yoke.
Okay, one hand.
And nice and smoothly advance that power all the way in. All the way in. There we go. Alright, so a little bit of right rudder pressure. Right rudder, there you go. Just hold us right on the center line. Power's good, pressures are good, airspeed's alive. There's our 60. Nice and light, nice and light.
Alright.
Help her right off there. Just one hand. There you go. Nice
try
and
and
smooth.
maintain the center line.
Yep, you're fine. Nice and smooth. I'm kind of fighting you, so there you go. Just small movements. A little bit of rise and air there.
Yeah, okay. Just a little overwhelming there for a minute.
Yep, it always is.
You know,
All right, so you're kind of moving like this. I want you to just move like that, nice and slow. Okay, so just push your nose down just a tiny bit. There you go.
okay.
Grab this and put the handle down to the floor nice and slow. There you go. Good.
Okay.
Okay, you're doing all right. It's going to be a little bumpy here today, unfortunately.
Alright. I mean, that's what you're here for, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Put that nose down a little bit. One hand.
One.
There you go. Alright, so we're going to do a nice shallow turn to the left, so just dip that wing down just a little bit. There you go, that's enough.
Little left rudder too, or no?
Nope, because we got a lot of power in there, so that nose wants to turn to the left.
Okay.
Doing okay with the bumps?
Yeah. Yeah, it's everything else is everything else is distraction from that for sure.
Yep, we're going to keep turning until we're down there, so we can steepen our bank up just a tiny little bit.
Okay.
Quake Barrington, 8255 Juliet is taken to be active.
I'm sure it'll take a few before I can do that in a relaxed fashion.
Oh, it will. Now imagine trying to teach somebody on their first time.
I'm alright with yelling at me if you want to.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Alright, so right now we're climbing through about 2,000 feet.
Okay.
Let's turn a little bit more. And Great Barrington traffic 20 Romeo is a left-hand turn out to the south, Great Barrington. There you go. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to level off at 2,500. So we got about 300 feet to go. When that needle gets to the floor, we're just going to real lightly push our nose down to a level. Okay, I'll help you find level. Okay, so go ahead and just nice and smooth, nice and slow. There you go, a little bit more. There you go. Okay, bring that power back to about 2,300 RPM. Okay, and hold that nose down there. Don't let it rise, don't let it sink. See how much space you have between the horizon and the top of the cowling?
Yep.
So just try to keep it just like that.
Okay.
Okay, so push, push, push. There you go. Alright, let me see the controls quick. Alright, I got the controls. So you're doing a lot of this, okay? Just nice and steady. And just like that, because you're getting yourself kind of in like these oscillations, and it makes it a little bit harder. So I'm going to bring this power back for you. You can have the controls back. Alright, there you go. So nice and smooth.
And should I be looking at instruments, or am I looking at the horizon?
Nope, you look at the horizon. Look outside. Push that nose down a little bit. I want you to be smooth. Don't pulsate. Nice and smooth. There you go. Alright, so I want you to take your hand right off the yoke. Okay, I'm going to take my hand off too.
Okay.
And we're going to watch that nose. If it squeezes the horizon, we need down trim. If the horizon gets bigger, we need up trim. Okay? You see what it's doing?
Need a little down trim.
Good. So we're going to fix it down there. And I want you to give us just a little bit of down trim.
That's counterclockwise, right?
Yep.
Alright.
Alright, and I want to do a left-hand turn back to the north, back towards the airport. We're going to stay real close because of the rain.
And I should be pulling back a little bit while we're...
So it depends.
lose altitude?
Sometimes it's going to lose altitude, other times it's not. You kind of just got to develop the feel for it. At least it's getting a bath.
Hard to look around down there.
Yeah.
Just... It's awesome though.
It is. I still remember what my first takeoff was like. I know exactly what you guys are all feeling that first takeoff where it's like, holy crap, there's a lot happening.
Well, I mean, I don't expect it to come too quickly. I understand the mechanics, but nothing beats experience.
Right. Turn back that way a little bit more. So the rain's not an issue. We still got good visibility. I just want to stay close in case the rain picks up too much.
Where is the airport? I can't.
Airport is about 11 o'clock down there. I can't really give you much more than that unless you see the solar panel.
Yeah, I see the planes on the field, yeah.
Alright, so you can see it continues to want to climb on you, right? So give it just like half a turn of trim down. There you go, good. Okay, so we're just going to kind of fly around in circles today.
She's on the...
Was she wanting to go down?
I can't tell, actually.
So take your hand right off. Yeah, nose still kind of wants to rise a little bit. Yep. So hold that nose right at level.
Okay.
There you go. And then trim, and you'll feel the pressure kind of release on the yoke.
And seeing how I'm not used to flying outside yet or whatever, should I be looking at this for like level at all, or just trying to stick?
Just trying to get it in your mind outside. Because right now we are staying pretty close to level. Okay, Great Barrington traffic, Cherokee 20 Romeo's overhead the field.
And just that way there I can fly a lot lighter with the controls.
Yep.
I do seem to want to like jerk it around though. It's like
I know.
It's
nice and smooth.
Natural response to try and overcorrect.
Imagine somebody's getting a tattoo back there. Okay, they wouldn't like it if you were doing that, right?
Well, they're in trouble.
Yes. No pulsing.
I can drive real smooth. This is new.
All right, let's do another left-hand turn. Nice and shallow. There you go. That's a good enough turn. So now you see that nose wants to drop on you. So go ahead and just add like an inch of back pressure. Just pull it back just a tiny little bit. A little bit more. There you go. And just hold it there. No pulsing. Just hold it there. A little bit more. Let's turn.
Oh, I'm biting you.
There you go.
Suffer traffic, Cherokee 716 Suffer.
If I'm biting you or if I'm biting the bumps.
Yep. If you feel like a lot of resistance, you're fighting me.
Okay. You could just elbow me or something.
It's tough on your first couple of flights because, like, you're flying the plane. I'm trying to get you to fly the plane too.
Right.
So it can get pretty tricky to tell who's controlling it. But you're doing most of it. There you go. That's a bump.
All right.
Still doing okay with the bumps?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I feel fine.
Alright, go ahead and give me another left-hand turn. We'll go back down to the south there. There you go, the bump is helping you out. So you notice if you keep that aileron like in a left turn, we continue to...
We'll just roll eventually, right?
Yep. So whenever you get to the bank angle that you like, the steepness that you like, just bring that aileron back to neutral.
Okay.
And sometimes if you're in like a really steep bank, you might even need a little bit of opposite aileron. So we'll be turning left, but we'll have right aileron in there.
Okay. To bring it back?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Now you can see your descendant, so you need a little bit of back pressure. There you go.
Southwest traffic, Cessna 95 Romeo turning left crosswind 02 Southbridge.
And 3-3 uniform, whereabouts are you?
Slide 3, wind 350 at 3, altimeter 2987, for runway, listen for traffic.
Robertson traffic, experimental is on
keep her nice and level.
8 miles south
there
inbound for 20. Robertson.
Alright, so I want you to take your hands off again.
Okay.
Southwest traffic,
I'm going to take my hands
Romeo
off.
turning.
And we're just going to watch that horizon.
02 Southbridge.
Besides the bumps, it looks like you got it trimmed up pretty darn good there. Alright, so you got the controls again. And just watching that horizon, that amount of land in between the horizon and the cowling.
Robertson traffic, which way are you landing?
20.
Am I trying to
Roger
maintain
that,
a focus point? Or
Just in this general direction. I'm more worried about your pitch.
Okay, we're more worried.
Take a look up here.
Gotcha.
Because whatever that nose does is what the rest of the airplane's going to do. So if it starts squeezing that horizon, the airplane's climbing. If that horizon starts getting bigger, then you know you're descending, right?
Kilo traffic, glide release about a mile southwest.
They never shut up. So you're generally just trying to keep it about the same.
Okay. But there's going to be a natural float, so I don't need to correct quickly, right?
Right.
Okay.
Most bumps, the airplane wants to come back. It's designed as a trainer. It only wants to fly straight and level. So it's going to come back 99% of the time. There's that 1% of the time where you're going to have to help it back.
Okay. I have a tendency to want to correct every little thing, and that's wrong.
Yep, just kind of go with the flow.
Okay.
Are you a go with the flow kind of person?
I can try and be. I'm a little bit of a control freak, I guess, so that's kind of...
Me too.
Kind of just get used to it, I guess.
Exactly. So you're doing a good job holding your altitude. I just want you to get that picture in your mind of what level looks like.
Okay.
Outside the window.
Traffic, 95 Romeo, turning a left base, 02, Southbridge.
Orange traffic, 0.3 Sierra is downwind, 32, orange.
Kind of afraid to pull my eyes off the run forward. I know I'm not going to hit anything, but it's just natural inclination to just be locked dead forward here.
You're paying for the view, although the rain's kind of diminishing that for you today.
Well, I can look around in the future. Let's see this.
All right, let's do
There's
a
a
nice
bump.
right-hand turn. Go, add a little tiny bit of back pressure, like half that. Yep, just a bump. That's good on the steepness. And so we're going to turn all the way around until we're going back to the north. Okay, so we're going to be in this turn for a minute or two.
The west 4 miles out at 2,800.
A little steep there.
Orange traffic, 0.3 Sierra.
That's a good bump.
Yep, and keep that turn coming around. And Peggy, are you inside? She's got a scenic flight. I don't think that's going to happen, so we're just going to let her know.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't know if the conditions changed up here, or if you were still planning on doing your scenic flight, but it's pretty rainy and visibility isn't that great, and the ceiling's about 3,000 feet.
Yeah, I'm looking to the east right now, and that looks like it's really dumping rain. I tried to call it off, but I don't know if it's
Robertson traffic, Archer 40 Whiskey, crosswind, runway 2.
Yeah, we've got like moderate rain, I'd say, up here at 2,700 feet. And yeah, to the east it is dumping, and to the west visibility isn't great, and to the south visibility isn't that great either. All right here is good.
So, even if they show up, you're suggesting I should probably call it off?
Robertson traffic, Archer 40 Whiskey.
Yeah, I wouldn't venture too far, because it looks like that weather, it might, drop pretty quick if it wants to.
Left.
Where are you at 2,700?
Right over the town of Sheffield.
Thanks for the fire up.
Robertson traffic, experimental.
There we go. That screeching that you were hearing is when more than one person tries to talk on the same frequency at the same time. It makes that obnoxious screech. So you did a good job with that turn. You held your altitude nice and level. Don't mind the heavy rain. Doing okay over there?
Yeah,
with the
I'm
bumps
fine.
and everything?
Yeah, no, that's the least of my worries. It's just sort of sensory overload a little bit, It's I mean, and again, first time being up in a plane in the rain too, and I was like, I always wondered, like, oh my God, is that the end of the world? And no, it's not. It's kind of just rain.
And I'm going to pull the carburetor heat on, so you're going to feel, or you're going to hear the engine kind of decrease in RPM. It's just because I have the carb heat on.
Okay.
So rain, obviously moisture.
Right.
In the carburetor, you can get temperature drops of 60 degrees or more. So that would make it below freezing. So we want to have that heat on. I tend to just kind of cycle it on and off. That way the heat doesn't get cooled down. I don't know if that's actually how it happens, but that's how it happens in my mind. So you were saying you built a 1929 Model T?
A. Yeah. I mean, somebody else had done a lot of the work prior, but I've built other things, from the ground up. Harleys, fun stuff. Ooh. Bumps.
Yep.
Oh, I looked to the left. Wow. Imagine that. I took my eyes off the road for a second.
All right, so I'm going to take the flight controls from you.
Okay.
I got the controls. So I'm going to line the nose up with, you see this little mountain and the little lake at the bottom of it?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to line the nose up with it. I'm going to put my feet out flat on the floor. I'm not going to use the rudder, and I'm going to do a left-hand turn. I want you to watch what the nose does. Okay, it might be a little tough to tell with the bumps. but here I go into my left turn. Now it started to turn. Did you see how long that nose lagged behind
Yes.
the turn? So now I'm going to go back to that. This time I'm going to use some rudder. Okay, so there I am on my hill. I'm going to roll into the left. I'm going to give it enough rudder to keep this ball in the center. You see how that nose started turning a lot sooner that time?
Yes.
So that's the point behind the rudder, is to just keep that ball in the center and make sure that the tail is following the nose and make sure that the nose follows the turn. So you can have the controls back. You've been on a commercial flight before?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know how the flight attendants are up walking around, the plane's like banked over, turning?
Yeah.
It's because they're using rudder. That's why you're able to walk and have drinks and stuff. If you weren't using that, A, the passengers would all get sick, and B, the drinks would be flying around the cabin. So, as we do this turn, just try to keep that ball in the center. You really only need the rudder inputs when you're entering and exiting the turn.
Okay, so not in the mid-turn.
Nope. So you can kind of push on the rudder to get the airplane into the turn, and then once you're established in there, you can let off of it a little bit.
You want to step on the left or right to move the ball? Which way? I get confused.
Step on the ball.
So the ball's going left, step on the left.
Yep.
All right.
I'm going to take my eyes off for just a second.
What could happen?
Alright, so you see that big gray blob there?
Yep.
I'm going to try not to fly under that because that looks like fairly heavy rain. So you're doing a good job. Let's try a left-hand turn back to the north here. So good. Just enough rudder to keep that ball in the center. Now we're established in that bank so you can let off of the rudder nice and slow and just hold us in this bank angle. Okay. Add a tiniest little bit of back pressure. There you go.
I think by hour 30 or 40, I might get comfortable.
You'll be comfortable sooner than that.
I'm sure. I still seem to want to jerk and grind.
You still seem to what? What was that?
I still have the instinct to like jerk and correct.
Oh, yeah.
Like the bumps, I guess. I'm trying to compensate for the bumps, and you can't. You just gotta
just roll
ride them out. Yeah.
Great Barrington traffic, Cherokee 20 Romeo's overhead the field 2,900 maneuvering, Great Barrington.
Is that a rain patch going down right there? Or?
Yep, that kind of white column.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm telling you though, it's good. This plane needed a bath. It's getting disgusting. All the pollen's out right now. Alright, let's turn and face where the Catskill Mountains would be, if you could see them today. Doing a good job holding nice and level. You're doing a good job with the rudder there.
Just trying to find a comfortable angle.
Yep. So up here you can see you've got 10, 20, and 30 degrees. Personally, I like shallower than 20. So like 10, 15 degrees if I'm not in a hurry to get turning.
Okay.
Alright, cool. So we'll hold this heading for a second, and we'll just fly this way. I want you to give yourself like a eighth of a turn of down trim.
Down trim.
There you go. Good.
You know, I was fearing that I wasn't going to look outside, and I was just going to keep staring at the instruments. And I know you're not supposed to do that. And it's the 100% opposite. I can't get my eyes down to the instruments unless you tell me to.
I'm scared to look inside.
Well, and I don't need to be scared. There's nothing within a couple thousand feet of hitting us, but it's bizarre how it's the polar opposite of what I was assuming was going to happen.
Right.
So. It's awesome to say the least, though.
Alright, so So we're just going to...
And cut. Okay, looks like the GoPro camera battery has died. So you guys missed the last 10 to 15 minutes of the flight, but that's not important because I did not land the plane. You know that because I'm still here talking to you. So thanks for joining and watching, and you guys have a great day.